Hello and welcome to I've Seen Everything, where the name is ironic and the reactions are... Hi there everyone, my name is Andrew and I'm glad to have you back here with me again. Today we have a big one that people have been waiting for since I began the Harry Potter movies out here on this channel. The #1 Harry Potter movie that people have told me is their favorite among all of them is this one, the third movie in the series, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. So as a result, everybody has me pretty excited for this movie, at least within the scope of watching all these Harry Potter movies. What do we have in this movie? Kids look to be a bit older. I see Gary Oldman in the background. I'm wondering if he is the Prisoner of Azkaban. The other thing I do know that we have starting in this movie is the replacement of the actor to play Dumbledore. Unfortunately, Richard Harris passed away after shooting the previous Harry Potter movie and needed to be recast. I believe the new actor's name is Michael Gambon. Everybody has told me that he does a fantastic job in this role as well. I'm sure it'll be a different feel to the role. Obviously sad to lose Richard Harris, but presumably Michael Gambon will do justice to the role in his own way for the rest of the series. So I'm excited to see that. I really don't know anything else that's going to happen. The only mention we've had of Azkaban to this point, at least as far as I've seen, is in the previous movie, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Hagrid was briefly sent to Azkaban with everything that was going on in the school with people being petrified and attacked and all the rest of it. So will this be connected to someone he met while he was in Azkaban? Is it something else to do with Azkaban prison that's completely unconnected to that? I do not know. You probably do. You've seen this movie. The little description they provide here, Harry Potter's life is in danger once more as dangerous wizard Sirius Black has escaped from Azkaban prison and is heading to Hogwarts. Is Gary Oldman Sirius Black? I suppose we'll find out. Anyway, let's not waste any more time. Let's get to the movie, but before we do, I wanted to go ahead and mention, please go ahead and have a look over at the Patreon if you get a chance. The full-length reaction to this movie will be available over on the Patreon. It already is by the time this will go up on YouTube. There's other full-length reactions over there, exclusive TV show reactions, all kinds of stuff. Really appreciate you having a look. Everything as of the recording of this video that's on the Patreon is free for the first week that it's up on the Patreon, and then it goes into its respective Patreon tiers, so please have a look at that. And if you'd be so kind, please go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button down here. Click the bell so you can see when I'm putting out new videos. That is it, folks. Let's get moving. Let's get started watching Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Here we go. And we have begun. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I am excited. What if I just hated it? What if after all this talking it up, it's like, wow, that's the worst movie I've ever seen? It's not likely to happen, I don't think.
Lumos Maxima. Lumos Maxima.
So Harry is practicing magic away from Hogwarts even though he's not technically supposed to be. I don't know why he doesn't talk to Harry when he goes. Like, he keeps going in like he's expecting to see something, but he doesn't. I would ask Harry what he was doing. Hey, it's the Trunchbull from Matilda.
Say yes in that ungrateful way. He'd have been straight into an orphanage if he'd been dumped on my doorstep.
Okay, so she's just as terrible as the rest of them. They just all get together and decide they were going to be terrible to Harry for no reason.
What are you smirking at? I won't have this namby-pamby, wishy-washy nonsense about not beating people who deserve it.
This is the other thing, too. It's not even like they're just rude to him. They're paying attention to him, as opposed to just ignoring him, just so they can find ways to be terrible to him.
What is it the boy's father did for Junior? He's unemployed. And a drunk, too, no doubt. That's a lie.
Yeah, Harry Potter is gonna stop playing around with these people eventually. Maybe right now he's done. I don't know.
It's all to do with the mother. You sit all the time with dogs.
Shut up! Shut up!
Yeah. Who the hell do you think you are talking about someone's mother and father like that?
Let me tell you.
Yeah. Things are about to go sideways. And I really, wish I could say I feel bad for this person. But not so much. Of course, Harry, you probably shouldn't kill her, I would say. Oh, is she actually going to float? Okay, I guess she's going for a ride. Well, that takes care of that, I suppose.
Don't you dare! Sorry.
Well, the dog is really what caused it. You loved your dog so much. Maybe you don't like him so much now. You can't really blame him, though. She was terrible to begin with, but she's going to sit there and badmouth his parents?
Keep away from me.
Yeah. Time to quit being Mr. Nice Guy.
You've nowhere to go.
Anywhere's better than here.
Finally. Freaking finally, Harry. I agree. 1000%. Still floating up in the background. I would live anywhere except there. Okay, well, things aren't looking great. A triple-decker bus. Seems ill-advised from a construction standpoint.
Welcome to the night bus. Emergency transport for a stranded witch or wizard.
Where is it going, is the question.
What are you looking at?
Nothing.
No. I'll get this. You get in.
Alright, so we're collecting clues at this point. We got a random wizard bus. We don't know where it's going. We got a wolf that was just coming after Harry. That has now disappeared.
It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Oh, certainly it's faster than I expected a triple-decker bus to be driving. That thing would fall over on the first turn.
Can't they see us?
Muggles? They don't see nothing, do they?
I can understand muggles not seeing, like, certain magic things, but to not see a triple-decker bus speeding through London, that's a little different.
That is Sirius Black, that is. He's a murderer.
Alright, so that answers that question. Gary Oldman is Sirius Black.
How did he escape?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? He's the first one that done it.
It was a big supporter of you know who.
So, I'm envisioning that he's either a disciple of Voldemort, as they're saying, or he was framed. Everybody has been convinced that he's a bad guy or that he's a supporter of Voldemort.
The leaky cauldron.
I've been on a double-decker bus on a tour in New York before. It felt a little bit like that.
Mr. Potter, at last.
And also, who is this that they were expecting him? But
I broke the law.
Come now, Harry. The Ministry doesn't send people to Azkaban for blowing up their aunt.
yeah, we're gonna have a lot more mentions of Azkaban before we actually meet Sirius Black, I'd imagine.
We have a killer on the loose.
But what's he got to do with me?
I suppose it matters who he was accused of killing.
Oh, by the way, Harry, whilst you're here, it would be best if you didn't wander.
So does Harry know these people, or is he meeting them all for the first time? Because they certainly seem to, I mean, everybody seems to know Harry, but it seems like it'd be difficult to do homework with a book like that. I don't know if I'd stick my head under there. He can't look up. Doesn't know where he went. Ooh, nice shot.
I'm warning you, Hermione.
It's a cat, Ronald. What do you expect?
What are they doing there? Figured he wouldn't see them until they got to Hogwarts.
Harry!
Harry!
Egypt. What's it like?
Brilliant. Loads of old stuff like mummies, tombs.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering what they're all doing there. Are they there because he is, or they just all happen to be in the same place before they head off to Hogwarts?
All of your books? Yeah, it's all upstairs.
And all of your clothes?
Everything's there.
Good boy.
It would be so much better if he could live with them. They actually care about him.
Yeah, it should be great.
Why is he always screaming at the camera?
When you stopped, you know who. Black lost everything. He still remains a faithful servant. He has escaped to find you.
And kill me.
They've set it up so directly. I'm getting the sense that maybe Sirius Black was set up and that he is trying to get to Harry to protect him. But I could be completely wrong on that.
Sirius Black has escaped from Azkaban to come after you.
Yeah.
But they'll catch Black. Everyone's looking for him.
He's a raving lunatic.
Thanks, Ron.
Yeah. They're directing you too hard that way at the very beginning. It has to be something else.
Maybe we've broken down.
There's something moving out there.
I'm also increasingly getting the sense that this person is probably Sirius Black, and that it's not an accident that they broke down on the bridge. Slowly freezing the whole train. Well, that's the hand, it seems like, that was in the promo, or the promotional image. When do we find out what's happening? That's what I'm wondering. Oh, it was not Sirius Black.
Harry, you all right?
Here, eat this. It'll help.
I was going to say, I've seen this actor somewhere before. I don't think we've seen him in the Harry Potter movies yet.
It was a Dementor, one of the guards of Azkaban. It's gone now. I need to have a little word with the driver.
Okay. So those things aren't necessarily evil, but it was trying to determine if Harry was Sirius Black or something?
Did either of you two pass out? No. I felt weird, though. But someone was screaming.
No one was screaming, Harry.
So, who stopped the train? The Dementor? Or Sirius Black? Definitely a darker tone in this one from the very beginning. Not anywhere near as jovial. The Hogwarts School Choir, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to another year at Hogwarts.
This Dumbledore is a bit shorter. I'm going to put that out there.
Professor R.J. Lupin, Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher.
Every movie we have a new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, and it is never Snape.
Is it true you fainted?
Shove off, Malfoy.
Just forget it.
Yeah, Draco, don't you have like your Nazi wizard father to get back to?
Rubius Hagrid.
Oh, Hagrid's going to be a professor? That's awesome. A little more careful, Hagrid.
Hogwarts will play host to the Dementors of Azkaban
Until Sirius Black is captured.
I get the distinct feeling the Dementors are going to be more of a problem than Sirius Black is. Way to cheat. Oh, yikes. Is that the same tree that caught the car last time? Apparently it doesn't like birds very much.
You shall discover if you possess the sight.
That is quite a look, Emma Thompson.
Together we shall cast ourselves into the future.
If you want to look crazed, wear glasses that make your eyes look 3 times as big as they are.
Ooh, your aura is pulsing, dear. Are you in the beyond?
We're talking about auras and vibes. Next we're going to be doing astrological signs.
You have the grim.
Everything about Harry's fate is always dark and scary, and things that everyone's terrified about.
It's an omen of death.
You know, Harry just wants to have a peaceful life and learn how to be a wizard. Is that too much to ask? I don't think so.
That's not possible. Ancient runes is on the same time as divination. You have to be in 2 classes at once.
How could anyone be in 2 classes at once?
I think Hermione could find a way to do it, and I think she would. And that might have something to do with the fact that she was there and then she wasn't there, and vice versa.
I got a real treat for you today. A great lesson. Follow me.
Hagrid is the nature teacher. He's going to take him on hikes through the forest.
Wait until my father hears that Dumbledore's got this oaf teaching classes.
Shut up, Malfoy.
Harry's not playing around with anybody anymore. Dursleys, Malfoy, anybody.
Isn't he beautiful?
Hagrid's supposed to teach him about mythical creatures, or rather magical creatures.
Who'd like to come and say hello? Well done, Harry.
Entire group of people volunteered you.
Just make your bow. Nice and low. Back off, Harry.
Seems like a lot of tension about the proper bow.
Well done, Harry. Well done.
A horse with a bird head and wings. I don't think I've ever heard of that before.
Yes.
Here you go.
Well done.
I don't think Malfoy's going to have the same luck.
Hey. Over here.
Harry, you probably don't want to be freaking out on the back of this thing. Hagrid just throws you right in the deep end, doesn't he? Yeah, this thing was going to bite your hand off 2 seconds ago, and now get on its back and fly with it. What Hagrid didn't tell him was how to land, which seems like it might be pretty important. But let's not worry about that right now. We're having fun.
Well done, Harry.
Not bad for his first flight, that's for sure. Oh, watch Draco screw it up now.
How am I doing my first day?
Brilliant, Professor.
I'm really happy about that. I didn't know that Hagrid was outside of the structure of Hogwarts for that reason.
Great, I've been rude.
Yep, so one thing he said, don't insult him.
Just killed me.
It's just a scratch.
Hagrid, he has to be taken to the hospital.
What a baby. Got a scratch on his arm because Malfoy was an idiot. Harry's the only one who it trusts so far. That could work to his advantage.
At least Hagrid didn't get fired.
Yeah, but I heard Draco's father's furious.
When is Draco's father not furious? They're all a bunch of crybabies, the Malfoys.
Dementors. He's already slipped past them once, hasn't he? Who's to say he won't do it again?
Black could be anywhere. It's like trying to catch smoke.
See, that's the thing. We're at a point now where it would be boring if he just was exactly what they're saying he is. There has to be more to it.
Now, can anybody tell me what a boggart looks like?
No one knows.
When'd she get here?
It's a running theme. Hermione has figured out how to be in more than one class at a time.
Neville, will you join me, please?
Why does it always go badly for Neville? I feel like he's about to get something bad happen to him again.
What frightens you most of all?
Professor Snape.
That's very specific, Neville. What did Professor Snape do to Neville?
Now, when I open that wardrobe,
I'm getting the sense that Neville is going to get trapped in the wardrobe.
Ridiculous!
Is that actually Professor Snape, or is it just a magical version of him? That's a smart idea, though. Teach them how to get over their fears by turning it into something that's not scary.
Wand at the ready.
Ridiculous!
This makes a lot more sense now. People told me last movie the reason Ron struggled so much going into the forest with all the spiders is that he has arachnophobia. That, for a lot of people, would have been even scarier. A huge clown thing like that. It feels like the Dementors are after Harry or something. Or maybe it's just that that was what he was scared of because of what happened on the train.
No permission form signed, no visiting the village.
Oh, he didn't get it signed by the Dursleys.
I heard something. A woman screaming.
Our Dementors force us to relive our very worst memories.
I wonder if it's his memory as a child of his mother screaming, defending him.
I recognized you immediately. Not by your scar, by your eyes. They're your mother, Lily's.
See, I had heard that it was Snape that said that to him. But I guess I was wrong on that.
A singularly gifted witch was also an uncommonly kind woman. She had a way of seeing the beauty in others, and that person could not see it in themselves.
Either he was their friend, or maybe he wasn't both their friends, but he was in love with Harry's mom, maybe. I don't know. I don't want to read too much into it. It's difficult because you want to believe that Harry can actually have people around or that he can trust, but some of them end up kind of betraying him, it feels like.
Serves her right. She was a terrible singer.
Okay. Something attacked the painting.
Who did this to you?
Eyes like the devil. Sirius Black!
Well, it seems we're going to meet him pretty soon here. Either that or they're just using this mystique of how dangerous he is to keep the professors and the students scared for some reason. It really looks more like the Dementors are holding the people of Hogwarts prisoner.
Turn to page 394.
You know, it's fitting that his name is Severus, because he is a pretty severe figure.
Excuse me, sir. Where's Professor Lupin?
It's not really your concern, is it, Potter?
We're going to find that Professor Lupin is not who he seems to be, I imagine.
Werewolves?
But sir...
When did she come in? Did you see her come in?
They're going to find out that Hermione's like in 5 or 6 classes at once.
An animagus is a wizard who elects to turn into an animal. A werewolf has no choice.
That is the second time you've spoken out of turn, Miss Granger. Are you incapable of restraining yourself?
That was pretty rude. He did ask if anybody knew the answer, and she did. Also, don't, punish people for knowing things. Hermione's going to know so much eventually, she's going to be running the entire school by herself. Quidditch during a thunderstorm. That seems to increase the hazard quite a bit. Yikes. What do you do when a golden snitch gets struck by lightning? What are the rules in Quidditch if Dementors start to interfere in the game? Also, can Dementors fly better than Harry can? Okay, where did his broom go? It's really starting to feel like they're trying to kill him.
Arresto momentum!
Don't get the sense about these Dementors at all that they're protecting anybody.
Why do the Dementors affect me so?
The Dementors are amongst the foulest creatures to walk this earth.
Or maybe he's the werewolf. That could be. That would also be ironic. Well, not ironic. It would probably be foreshadowing that Snape had chosen that day to go over werewolves.
I'm scared, Professor.
Well, I'd consider you a fool if you weren't.
I need to know how to fight them. You could teach me.
Perhaps I should teach you. For now, I need to rest.
Yeah, I think I trust Professor Lupin, but he's definitely got something going on, and I'm starting to wonder if he's a werewolf. It's interesting that we're getting into characters like that. We haven't gotten into kind of more traditional, I want to say horror movie characters, but I don't know if that's where you'd classify werewolves. Starting to wonder if it's maybe not the wisest idea to leave Harry behind at Hogwarts on his own. I mean, there's going to be professors and stuff, but...
The Marauders map?
We owe them so much.
I get the feeling they have it memorized at this point.
Is that really Dumbledore? In his study, pacing, does that a lot.
Oh, well, they can't memorize that, that's for sure.
When you're done, just give it a tap and say, mischief managed. Otherwise anyone can read it.
Well, that would be a useful thing to have. That's like a game map on a video game where you can see where all the characters are. Again, Neville always gets the short end of the stick. And Harry, maybe take it inside the cloak so they can't see it.
Don't your family sleep in one room?
Shut your mouth, Malfoy.
I think it's time we teach Weaselby how to respect his superior.
Hope you don't mean yourself.
Filth, mudblood.
You know, Draco is pretty pathetic in that he goes specifically to people to cause trouble with them. Like, he goes out of his way to try to act like he's better than them. But he needs them, otherwise he has no one to be better than.
Get out of the way!
Yeah, they don't know what's happening, but they're not opposed to it, and I'm with them. And good job on Harry's part. That was quite a bit of acrobatics there.
Harry!
Okay, so they did know.
That was not funny.
It was pretty funny, and they deserved it.
I hope business is good. It'd be a lot better if the Ministry wasn't sending Dementors into my pub every other night.
Yeah, the Dementors seem to be a pretty significant problem themselves, and I don't really trust that they're here for the reason they're supposed to be there. Smart move, Harry.
Harry!
He's pretty quick with that cloak.
Nobody's going to come to a pub where they're going to get scared out of their wits.
I feel like we're already getting more mileage out of the invisibility cloak.
Harry Potter's parents realized they were marked for death. They went into hiding.
Not only did Black lead you-know-who to the Potters that night, but he also killed one of their friends.
So we're getting more and more backstory on what happened to Harry's parents. I really could be off base here, but the way they're setting this up, I'm really feeling like the whole thing with Sirius Black is a huge misdirect.
Sirius Black was, and remains to this day, Harry Potter's godfather.
And Harry Potter's godfather. I think he was trying to protect him. Either way, I'm looking forward to seeing Gary Oldman. So let's get him on the screen. Harry's sitting on a rock. He's upset.
Harry, what happened?
He was their friend, and he betrayed them.
Yeah, it's making me feel more and more like this is a misdirect.
I hope he finds me. When he does, I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah, I think that anybody could understand that. It getting me a little bit. Harry has had such a difficult life. He's trying to make up for it now, but
In order for it to work, you need to think of a memory, a very happy memory.
he doesn't have a lot of terribly happy memories.
Do you have a memory? Allow it to fill you up. Expecto Patronum.
It would have to be a memory from Hogwarts, I would imagine. Can't imagine the Dursleys gave him a lot of happy memories to call upon.
Expecto Patronum!
Whatever it is, it seems to have done the job. It's difficult because you want to believe like someone like Professor Lupin is actually trying to help him, but you're worried that he has ulterior motives and he's secretly against him somehow.
I was thinking of him. And Mum, they were talking to me. I don't even know if it's real, but it's the best I have.
Yeah. Again, short supply. He's had some good memories with Hermione and Ron, though.
Said how Buckbeak was a good hypocrite. Always clean his feathers. Lucius Malfoy got that. Well, you can imagine.
And his little coward Draco gets preferential treatment for being a moron.
And then he asked for the worst. Buckbeak's been sentenced to death.
No, that can't stand. All because Draco was an idiot?
Spiders, they want me to tap dance. I don't want to tap dance.
You tell those spiders, Ron.
Oh, yeah, tell.
Pretty easily back to sleep. I wonder if there's a Harry Potter video game where they incorporated a map like this as the game map. That'd be pretty cool.
Put that light out.
Sorry.
I mean, Harry's pretty much mastered being able to use his wand as a flashlight. It's fairly important. Yeah, that has to be in a Harry Potter video game somewhere. Maybe someone else has an invisibility cloak.
Potter, what are you doing wandering the corridors at night?
I was sleepwalking.
I think Snape was after whoever it was that went by Harry and he couldn't see.
Lupin, out for a little walk in the moonlight, are we?
Yeah, he's a werewolf. They keep alluding back to it.
It looks to me as though it's merely a parchment designed to insult anyone who tries to read it. I suspect it's a Zonko product. I should investigate any hidden qualities it may possess.
I mean, Snape does make it very difficult to like him or trust him, but I do think he was after whoever it was that had an invisibility cloak or something. They were able to get past Harry.
I will not cover up for you again, Harry. Do you hear me?
And he's going to have to tell the Weasley brothers he lost their map.
I don't think that map always works. Earlier on, it showed someone I know to be dead. Peter Pettigrew.
That's not possible.
Oh, I didn't pick up that it was someone that was supposed to be dead. So, maybe a ghost? Is that a name we've heard before? I don't remember. I don't recognize it.
Your soul as dry as the pages of the books to which you so desperately cleave.
It was an interesting method by which to insult somebody.
Have I said something?
Yeah, I'd say you probably said something. Needlessly.
We better take this back. I'm not going back.
Not a very good friend, Ron. Someone trying to kill Harry. Might not want to leave him alone.
Innocent blood shall be spilt, and servant and master shall be reunited once more.
I'm so sorry, dear boy. Did you say something?
No. And I don't think you said anything either, but I don't know who it was exactly. But whoever it was had an ominous message, that's for sure. All I know is that whatever is going to happen is presumably shortly about to happen, though we do still have roughly an hour left. Executioner sharpening an axe? What exactly is that for? Oh, sorry, I forgot. Yeah, they need to save her.
Ah, come to see the show.
You foul, loathsome, evil little cockroach.
Hermione.
Pretty easy to make him quiver and cry. He's terrified of her. There you go. Maybe no magic, but that'll do.
Quick, run. That felt good.
Felt good to me, too. Harry needs to fly that thing out of there. And I need to pay better attention to what the name was that Hagrid was saying. Harry's got to fly her out of there. Yeah, this can't happen. It's just too bad. If Harry had the invisibility cloak, he could get on her and ride her away, and it would just look like she flew away on her own. Yeah, somebody else has got an invisibility cloak. Come on, Harry. Go back down there. Ah, geez. They're actually going to do it. That's not right. I still wish Harry had been able to ride it away or something. Why did it leap past them to take Ron?
Come on.
Yeah, this is going to be quite the challenge. Ooh, that hurt. Hermione's been exercising. You would think, knowing the magic that Harry does, he could just fix his eyesight. I don't think the situation is improved. Okay. Well, at least Harry got in. Alright, there we go.
Where do you suppose this goes?
I have a hunch. I just hope I'm wrong.
I still think that something had to happen with Hagrid's bird. I don't think that Dumbledore would just stand there and let that take place. I think they had to have done something to save it.
Ron!
Where's Harry? It's a trap. He's a dog.
I think it's Lupin. Maybe. Or Sirius Black.
Only one would die tonight. It'll be you!
Yeah, I don't think he did anything.
And all this time, you've been his friend. He's a werewolf. That's why he's been missing classes.
They're both wolves. That's one I didn't see coming. Didn't think they would both be evil and be in league together.
Come out and play!
So, Snape comes to the rescue? That's one I didn't see coming.
I told Dumbledore you were helping an old friend into the castle, and now, here's the proof.
Brilliant, Snape. Once again, you put your keen and penetrating mind to the task, and as usual, come to the wrong conclusion.
Who was Sirius Black before he went to prison? I wonder. I still don't know exactly where everything's landing here. They want to kill Harry, but they're not the ones who caused his parents' death? Something else happened?
Expelliarmus! Tell me about Peter Pettigrew. Pettigrew's alive! The old rat! 12 years! Long life for the common garden rat!
Wow. He's been undercover this whole time. That's a great infiltration trick, but also a long time to wait.
Scabbers! Scabbers!
I mean, so far... Okay, I was gonna say, so far he just looked like they were crazy and chasing a rat. How long has it been since he's been in human form, I wonder?
James, we were the best of friends. How dare you speak to Harry? How dare you talk about James in front of him?
So, when he said, let me kill him, was he not talking about Harry? Was he talking about this guy? Peter?
Together! No!
This man...
I know what he is. We'll take him to the castle.
So, that makes sense why he dragged Ron down there.
You almost tore my leg off. I was going for the rat. Normally, I have a very sweet disposition as a dog.
That was quite a bunch of twists, quite a few twists in a short period of time. So, Sirius Black is not a bad guy. He was on their side, so was Lupin, and they were there to stop Peter. And Peter's actually the one responsible for Harry's father and mother's death. And Sirius is about to tell him what actually happened.
That was a noble thing. He doesn't deserve it.
Dead, the truth lies with him. Alive, you're free.
Yeah, presuming they get him there in one piece and actually can clear his name.
When you were born, James and Lily made me your godfather. If you ever wanted a different home.
I think he very much wants a different home. But Sirius Black doesn't currently have a home, from what I understand.
Have you taken your potion tonight?
Yeah, I get the feeling things aren't done here. And as long as he can escape, Sirius Black's name is not cleared. And Remus might be about to kill him by mistake.
Wait! Professor?
Hermione is braver than I am, that's for sure.
Professor Lupin.
I don't think you're speaking to Professor Lupin right now.
There you are, Potter.
Yeah, Snape, you might want to pay attention. Yeah, I don't like where this is going. It doesn't look very good for the purported good guys here.
Sirius! Come back here,
It's the kind of tragedy that happens to Harry over and over again. Just when Harry looks like he's going to have a different life, something's going to take it from him. What was calling to him? I'm really hoping Sirius makes it through this, but I have my doubts. I am glad that I was correct, that he wasn't just coming all the way here to kill Harry.
No. Sirius!
Okay. Does that mean the Dementors are nearby? I think it's time for Harry to remember the spell. But is there any chance it works against that many of them? That's the question. Yeah, I think you just need to get the hell out of there, Harry, and get him with you. There's just too many. What's across the lake? I don't know what it is, but I'll take it at this point, if it saves them. Alright. That was a close one. I don't know what it is that saved them. Looked like a glowing deer of some kind.
I saw my dad.
Oh, was that his dad somehow?
A child's voice, however honest and true, is meaningless to those who've forgotten it.
Jeez, Dumbledore. Be a little more conscious of what you're doing.
You must not be seen, and you would do well, I feel, to return before this last chime. If you succeed tonight, more than one innocent life may be spared. 3 turns should do it, I think.
I don't understand the directions he just gave her, but she does, it seems. He certainly brings a different, kind of vibe to Dumbledore, but I like it. I think we haven't seen him a lot so far this movie. Ah, now we get to see how she's been going to all these classes. This is how they're going to save Hagrid's bird, whose name I will learn before the end of this.
This is a time turner, Harry. This is how I've been getting to my lessons all year. Dumbledore obviously wanted us to return to this moment. Clearly something happened he wants us to change.
More than one life, he said. I'm assuming the bird is one of them. Alright, so into the Harry Potter universe we have introduced time travel. I'm excited about the possibilities that might afford.
That felt good.
Oh, good. Brilliant.
Very Back to the Future vibes of trying to avoid your past selves or other versions of yourself.
Buckbeak's still alive.
You saying Buckbeak?
Remember what Dumbledore said? If we succeed, more than one innocent life could be spared.
I'm interested to see how they're going to do this, because it still looked like the executioner killed the animal.
Here they come. I better hurry.
They don't have much time, whatever it is they're going to do.
Why aren't we leaving?
Ah, now the rocks make sense.
Ow!
I thought Malfoy was out there throwing him or something like that.
Is that really what my hair looks like from the back?
So she was the one that she heard, not somebody else with an invisibility cloak. But that version of her may have also known that it was possible to be another version of her, because she knew about the time travel and all of that.
Go, go.
Harry's the only one that could ride her out of there. He better hurry.
Minister, I really think I should sign as well.
Yes, very well. Well, that is good.
Is Dumbledore in there running interference for them, trying to stall and give them time? You got to get on her and fly her away, Harry. It's the only way this is going to work.
Look at the nice dead ferret.
I was going to say, she didn't seem terribly motivated.
Dimmitt had that ling planted when he was headmaster.
Get on her and fly her away. That's all you can do.
Oh, yes, indeed, indeed. And all the strawberries, you see.
I mean, I do think Dumbledore's aware, because he really seems to be trying to give them an opportunity to get her away.
We must touch the ground. I'd like a nice cup of tea. Oh, executioner, your services are no longer required.
Alright, so that's what they saw. You can't really do much if the bird is flown away. I knew they couldn't leave that way. It was just too cruel. If there's any justice in the world, they had to find a way to save her. Hopefully she doesn't just go wandering back out there where they can see her.
Look, it's Lupin. And Snape's coming.
And now we wait.
And now we wait.
And what are they waiting for? To capture the real killer, Peter, who got away?
Down by the lake when I was with Sirius, that someone made the Dementors go away.
With the Patronus.
It was my dad who conjured the Patronus.
Harry, your dad's...
Dead, I know.
He really believes it was his dad, but if they're doing all this time travel stuff, it could have been one of them. Could have been Harry himself, even though presumably he doesn't know how to do that.
He's asking me to come and live with him.
That's great.
When we free him, I'll never have to go back to the Dursleys. It'll just be me and him.
That would be wonderful. But I'm getting the sense that it's going to tragically not happen.
What are you doing?
Saving your life.
Alright, well that answers that question. But then what are they going to do? They better get the hell out of there.
Now he's coming for us.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Run!
I thought Harry was supposed to be the one to do stuff without thinking about it first. Nope. Yeah, you backed right into that one. There you go. I hope we didn't go, yeah, I was going to say, I hope we didn't go through all that just for this bird to die after all that, after he saves Harry. Yeah, why am I getting the sense that it was either Harry or Hermione or both that saved Sirius and Harry by the lake?
This is horrible.
Don't worry. My dad will come. He'll conjure the Patronus.
Yeah, based on where he's standing. I don't think it was your dad, Harry. I think it was you.
Harry!
Yeah, it was you, Harry.
Expecto Patronum!
Maybe it was because of the thought he used was the thought he was talking about, being able to live with Sirius. It's probably the most hope he's ever felt. Which is really sad in a way. I guess it just depends on how strong the emotion was. And that was pretty strong. Knew they were going to fly.
I saw myself conjuring the Patronus before. I knew I could do it this time because I'd already done it.
Hermione looks concerned through this whole thing, like she's worried something bad is still about to happen.
My father!
Well, that's quite the prison break. But now what? They still have to clear his name. And the killer ran off into the woods.
I'll be forever grateful for this.
I want to go with you. One day, perhaps. But you're innocent.
And you know it. And for now, that'll do.
Oh. They can't prove him right now. Or they can't prove him innocent right now. So they both have to go on the run. Condemned bird and a condemned prisoner.
But you look so like your father.
I hope this is a promise that is delivered on later on.
The ones that love us never really leave us. And you can always find them in here.
Just one tragedy after another with Harry, isn't it? There's not really another option right now. And we didn't get enough Gary Oldman in this movie. I'm going to go ahead and say it. They need to be out in the woods hunting for that rat, because they have a name to clear.
We have to go.
So they have to be back where they were when they time traveled before the clock finishes dinging?
Well?
He's free. We did it.
Well, he's a good ally to have. And they got there just as they faded away.
How did you get there? I was talking to you there.
Wow.
What's he talking about, Harry? Honestly, Ron, how can somebody be in two places at once?
And they're not even going to tell him? That's messed up. He's their friend. Well, Harry doesn't get to start another life right now, but he has another life waiting out there for him if he's ever able to find his way back to it. Yeah.
I saw you coming.
I suspected this was going to happen.
I've looked worse.
Kind of dangerous for him to stay, based on what's happening.
You've been sacked.
No, I resigned, actually.
These people cannot keep a defense against the dark arts professor to save their life.
The owls will start arriving, and parents will not want someone like me teaching their children. Let's just say that I'm used to it by now.
Yeah, we're echoing some pretty terrible things in real life here, it seems, by saying I'm used to it by now.
I feel no guilt whatsoever about giving this back to you. Mischief managed.
Yeah, he's off to meet up with Sirius somewhere. I'm assuming he knows where he went. I don't even know if Harry can go back to the Dursleys after how he walked out on them this past time, which they richly deserved and more, but still.
Wherever did you get it? Come on, have a go, Harry.
Oh, someone got him a new broom.
It's a firebolt. It's the fastest broom in the world.
Wow.
This came with it.
I was going to say, Sirius sent it. There's never any shortage of people sending Harry gifts since he's arrived at Hogwarts. But it's nice not to be forgotten by Sirius. Jeez. That's got considerably more oomph to it than his previous broom, doesn't it? And we go out on a screaming face from Harry as he rides his new broom. We didn't even see Azkaban Prison. I just thought we would, but I guess we didn't need to. Well, that's it, folks. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Let's go to the wrap-up. Well, I feel like I always start these wrap-ups with, well, to the point made in the comments. Did I enjoy this Harry Potter movie better than the other two I've watched thus far? Yes, I did. I do hold out hope, even though a lot of people have said this is their favorite. That doesn't mean that we're taking some severe steps down next. I mean, we have still the majority of this series to go. We still have 5 more movies to go. So it would be terrible if those 5 movies all drastically failed to live up to this one. But yes, this was a very good movie. A darker tone, and that doesn't necessarily mean that the darker tone lends to it being a better movie. But I find once you can get into a series like this one, where most of the characters are established, the world is established, you can just walk in and tell another presumably well-written story, that it allows you more time to focus on that story that is the main story of the movie, as opposed to having to set up the world. So there is some benefit there. It was a really good story, but it was sad too. And I know it can't happen that easy. I mean, it's almost a dead giveaway anymore. If you have them indicating too strongly toward a certain thing, especially early on, that thing is not going to be what's happening. Sirius Black being as bad as they were claiming he was, that he was actually behind Harry's parents' deaths, or that he was actually as evil or crazy or whatever as they were claiming, that he was actually some kind of disciple of Voldemort, that wouldn't be a very interesting turn to this story, or any story, if he just showed up and he was all of those things. You had to have it be, no, we're setting up this expectation very, very strongly. So the only thing that's going to be satisfying to this story, once you actually meet this person, is, oh no, that's not who he actually is. And the more they were trying to convince you he was this truly horrible person, the more I was thinking, he's been set up. Like, he's been sent to prison for, well, we didn't know at the time, but 12 years, for something that was definitely not his fault. And he's looking to come back to clear his name, presumably also to save Harry. But, I mean, it was confusing in that scene because they looked like they wanted to kill Harry, but they kept saying kill him. It wasn't him. It wasn't Harry. It was the killer that was the reason he had been in prison for 12 years. It was the killer that killed their best friend, Harry's father. And mother, presumably. They were good friends with his mother, too. But it's sad, again. I'm glad that he obviously he survived. It was very possible that we were going to meet Sirius Black, and then a few minutes later he was going to die and be out of Harry's life altogether, just to, have a few words with him about his parents. So at least he's still out there somewhere. He's looking out for him. He sent this crazy broom that Harry was riding at the end. I really hope we see him again, and I'm hesitant to look forward in Gary Oldman's filmography, but I really hope we see him again. I really hope that Harry ends up with him at some point. Or maybe he shows up at some point to help protect Harry, and he ends up giving his life to protect Harry. I hope not. And Professor Lupin, again, another ally, but out there because I thought it was him resigning because he felt as though he was putting the students and people at Hogwarts in too much danger. That when he transforms like this, obviously he can't control himself, that he was worried he was going to harm or kill somebody, and that he was removing himself from the situation for their safety. When he went into this idea that they wouldn't want someone like him teaching their children, and he's gotten used to being treated this way, it took it into this realm of prejudice. I think what would have helped make that case more, and they alluded to it a little bit. They said, did you forget to take the potion or serum or whatever it was that night to prevent him from turning, I'm assuming. If they had gone into a little bit more of that, rather than just being that comment and that was it, where they were able to show, no, there is a way for him to prevent himself from turning, for him to prevent himself from endangering people. Like, he doesn't need to leave. Everything is perfectly fine as far as that. But then people were insisting he leave anyway because of prejudice. I think that would have made the prejudice case stronger about people needlessly discriminating against this person, and that parallel to what we have seen happen in real life. And we've seen that in other ways in the Harry Potter series already. Those of you in the comments watching helped explain to me just exactly how derogatory a term mudblood is in the wizarding world. And obviously what we saw from the Malfoys last movie in Chamber of Secrets. I mean, they're not leaving a lot to the imagination with how they're telegraphing who these people are, just even by their character design. And I'll just leave it at that. So there are some important points made. There's some important parallels drawn. I feel like not even just in the world of fantasy, but also sci-fi. This is when these stories do a really good job of making their point, is when they don't beat you over the head with a point, but they illustrate their message they're trying to send to you on a point through a well-told story that creates a similar situation within this fantasy or sci-fi world. And they didn't make it the focus of the story being told, but they did layer it in there. Ultimately, like, this is a happy ending in the regard that everybody survived, which we'll take, as opposed to important people in Harry's life, allies and people who knew his parents, his family, people that are there and want to be able to be in his life, for them all to still be there in the world somewhere. We'll take it over them not surviving the story, certainly. How this unfolds from here, it's hard to say. It really feels like whenever Harry is just about to have... Like I think we're all kind of heartbroken by this idea that Harry was going to be able to live with Sirius, and then that was taken away. But again, if it's between that and Sirius going back to prison, or Sirius being executed, them eating his soul, or whatever it was they were going to do, yeah, I think Sirius had to run. There wasn't any choice. Hopefully we'll see him again in later installments. Hopefully Harry will be able to get away from the Dursleys and not have to have that be part of his life anymore. There is somewhat of a message in Harry seeing a future version of himself saving him and thinking it was his father. There's a message in that, I think, to be interpreted, a heartwarming one, about Harry's father existing within him in some capacity. And we're seeing Harry come into his own more and more. He's not being pushed around by the Dursleys as much. I do wonder, again, what happens now? I mean, he basically told them off and he took off with his trunk. I guess they're probably scared of him, so we're probably going to get into a situation where he can kind of do what he wants, and there's not really a lot they could do to stop him. But hopefully he'll be rid of them someday soon. Michael Gambon playing Dumbledore. I think he did a great job. Very much a different feel to Dumbledore, I think, but it definitely works. We didn't get to see that much of him. I hope we get to see more of him in future stories in this series. That's all I can say to this point. I think if we're going rankings so far, and I only have 3 under my belt, I think we're going in reverse order from top to bottom. I've enjoyed all of them, but I do think Prisoner of Azkaban, Chamber of Secrets, Sorcerer's Stone / Philosopher's Stone. There are a lot of people I heard say Chamber of Secrets was their bottom. I think I like Chamber of Secrets better than the first movie. So for the rating, since the way my ratings usually go is to base it upon how much I enjoyed it and also how well I think the movie did in accomplishing its goal, what it was attempting to do, I think I have to put this at 5 stars in the scope of Harry Potter movies. Now, will other things be at 5 stars? Will nothing else reach this height as far as all 8 of the Harry Potter movies? We've gone from 4 to 4.5 to 5 so far. Where are we headed? Am I going to have to move all these down at some point because something's going to surpass this? Hey, I haven't had to do that before, but we'll see. But for this one, today, right now, 5 stars. That's what I'm giving it. If you would, please be sure to go ahead and check out the Patreon. Again, the full-length reaction to this movie is already over there on the Patreon right now, along with full-length reactions to other movies, exclusive full-length watch-alongs to television shows, all kinds of stuff we're going to have over there. Everything that's posted over there, at least as of the recording of this video, is free for the first week, and then it goes into its Patreon tier, so I hope you go over and have a look. And if you'd be so kind as to please go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button down here, click the bell so you can see when I'm putting out new videos. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for watching along with me. I look forward to watching the next one with you, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.